I'm so. Oh my god, I already messed up. I already messed up. I didn't know I was on mute. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me start over. Let me start over. And that was not planned, by the way. Okay, that was not planned. Hey there, KlicKNettars. I'm Kwame Alexander, and welcome to the first ever live episode of the Wkly Hit List. It's Tuesday, June 21st, 2022. The first official day of summer. It's 7:04 p.m. right now and it says 7:04 on my phone. And like I said, we're live. For the next half hour, I'm going to take you through the blog that I put up back in 2014, KlicKNet, the official site of Kwame Alexander. You'll get to see the 7-day roundup, the sneak peek of the week, the inside scoop, and the celebrity of the week. And as you can see, I'm hanging out on vacation here at this fancy beach resort in Italy. You see over there, I just had dinner over there at the table. Then I sat down there to watch the beautiful sea. And then I came here at the decks to bring you the first ever live episode of Wkly Hit List. Now, I want to get a few things out of the way first. You know, back in 2021, I tried to do a live election special on the channel during the Georgia one-offs, and that did not go so well. And if some of you don't remember, I tried to do an election night special in 2020 on Facebook, and that was just horrible. But now we're live, and if you're wondering how we were able to put this all together, well, let me show you. Just give me a second. So this stream is brought to you by StreamYard. That's right, we're using StreamYard. So up there, StreamYard, and right down there, StreamYard, and right up there is the logo, Wkly Hit List. So enough talk. Let's get into. Let me show you KlicKNet. Just give me a few minutes. Or should I say a few seconds, if you will. There we go. Ta-da! So here it is, KlicKNet. When we just, do you see? So there it is, KlicKNet, the official site of Kwame Alexander. Now, as you can see, new posts will return Tuesday, July 5th, powered by Blogger. Now, I'll explain that later on. Now, you can also see Fake Tea Box only on YouTube, and Wkly Hit List Live only on YouTube. Now, of course, what makes Wkly Hit List Live different from Fake Tea Box is, well, we're live, but more importantly, I don't have a script, so I can just say whatever I want and discuss whatever news I can dig up online. With Fake Tea Box, it's just probably like one news story, but with Wkly Hit List, I can see like multiple news stories. For instance, here is the last post from this past Sunday. Now, as you see, I made the announcement that we will be going live June 21st. Or you can see down here, we used to be called Today's Updates, and they see a woman fading for no reason. This was from the first post in 2018. And down here is Today's Updates, January 29th, 2018. Yeah, this one, it was after the 2018 Royal Rumble. Yeah, that's great. That's great. So now, wait, hold up. Oh, I can see we got some comments now from One Smart Cookie M91. No audio. Can't hear you. Well, I'm sorry about that. I'm really sorry about that. That was a total. If you're listening, that was a total screw up. I forgot to mute myself. So let me just comment them back. So sorry. I say it's sorry. All right then. So first up, I want to show you the 7-day roundup. Now, how it works is that I find at least one news story each day: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I place them in a roundup. So instead of writing, like writing multiple paragraphs about different kind of news, I can put them in this chart I put up. So whenever you want to click on different news, you can just go right ahead on KlicKNet. For instance, last Sunday, bipartisan group of senators announced an agreement on principle for gun safety legislation. So let me show you let me show you what that's all about. Because I can take down. Hold on, I'm trying to take down the the StreamYard thing because we really don't need that anymore. There you go, it's gone. Okay. There you go. Now you can see on June 12, 2022, a bipartisan group of senators announces a deal for school safety and gun measures. As you can probably tell, this was done after the terrible shootings in Texas at the elementary school. Now, at the time, the proposal, which wasn't winning yet, includes money to encourage states to pass and implement so-called red flags to remove guns from potentially dangerous people, money for school safety and mental health resources, expanded background checks for gun purchases for people between the ages of 18 and 21. But we're not going. We're not gonna talk about that all night. So on Tuesday, well, no, this was Sunday's. That's Sunday's news. On last Monday, AEW's Jeff Hardy was arrested for multiple charges, including felony DUI, driving under the influence. Now, I picked this one because, well, as a huge fan of wrestling, I was deeply upset with news that Jeff Hardy was arrested. Now, of course, wrestlers have been arrested driving under the influence before, but for Jeff Hardy, he was just arrested just before an episode of AEW Dynamite on TBS. And so the company told him that he needs to go into rehab or else he'll be fired. So shout out to Jeff Hardy. I hope you do great. I hope you get well soon. I hope you get back in the ring real soon. So next is last Tuesday's news. Now, I don't know if there's any BTS fans out there, but in case you haven't heard, BTS will take a break to pursue solo projects. And the reason behind this Well, it says BTS will. Sorry, there's a helicopter flying around by Italy. BTS will be pressing the pause button to pursue solo projects that they announced last week. Apparently, they announced it during their Festa dinner celebrating the band's 9th anniversary. The group consists of artists RM, Jin, V, J-Hope, Suga, Jimin, and Jungkook. Well, I don't know where to even get these names. I don't even know. Yeah, it kind of reminds you of how when Harry Styles left One Direction, but but the but thing is, BTS is splitting out to pursue their own dreams, individually speaking. So next, oh dear, wait, hold on. Hold on, let me stop sharing for a moment. I'm sorry, I had some other news I wanted to share with everyone, but somehow they just went away. Well, here it is. Here it is. Let me just share screen again. And bam. Now you can see on Wednesday, FDA advisors endorse administration of Moderna, Pfizer for COVID-19 vaccines in babies and toddlers under the age of 5. Now I think, well, I'm going to show you that. No, I think this is really cool because we need everyone to be vaccinated if we want this pandemic to end. And not just like older people, but younger people too. And it's amazing how they've approved vaccines for kids under the age of 5. Because I remember when I got the Moderna vaccines last year. I mean, I was very nervous, but I knew what I had to do in order to rejoin society again. Okay, so next up is something that happened last Thursday. Bam. The cities, the host cities for the FIFA World Cup 2026 were revealed, with 11 venues in the United States, 3 in Mexico, and 2 in Canada. But we'll get into that later because coming up, I want to share something from last Friday, and it's another Western story. Oh, so now you don't. Oh wait. Wait, sorry. I thought something was wrong. Excuse me. Oh, hold on, we got another comment from Smart One Cookie M91. This she says this looks so much better. Great job, bro. Thank you so much. We're not gonna be impressed with this. Like I said, this is another wrestling story, but this time from the WWE. Now, in case you didn't hear about this, Vince McMahon steps down as WWE Chairman and CEO during investigation into alleged hush money payment. According to this, Vince McMahon agreed. He allegedly agreed to pay hush money to a former employee over an alleged affair. WWE said in a release statement that a special committee will conduct an investigation into alleged misconduct by its chairman and CEO, and also John Laurinaitis, the head of talent relations. And that affected immediately, McMahon has volunteered to step back from his responsibilities as CEO and chairman. McMahon is cooperating with the inquiry, WWE said, and unfortunately will retain his role as head of creative. Now McMahon's daughter Stephanie McMahon will serve as the interim CEO and chairwoman until who knows how long. She actually announced last month that she would be taking a leave of absence from the company to deal with matters at home. Finding in a restatement, WWE said no further comment were expected until the investigation was complete. So we'll check in on that. If there's anything new, then we'll keep you up to date. But until then, let's move on to the last thing on the 7-day roundup. No, this one is on the new Pixar Disney film Lightyear, which is a spin-off to Toy Story. Okay, so now this is in regards to how poorly it did at the box office. And there you go. Now it says box office Lightyear opening weekend struggling to outpace Jurassic World Dominion. This is from last Saturday. Infinity isn't a particular milestone at the box office, so Disney's Lightyear will have to settle for a $20.7 million opening day and beyond. The Pixar spin-off to its Toy Story series brushes off on Thursday night with a respectable $5.2 million opening from preview screenings. However, the film is now tracking for a opening in the range of $50 to $55 million from 4,255 theaters in North America. And what's more is that, like I said before, it's trying to unsee Universal's Jurassic World Dominion, which I saw before I went on vacation here in Italy. There's certainly winning ways to look at the Lightyear opening, as it projected would easily mark the highest debut of an animated series since the onset of the pandemic in North America. Many audiences have somewhat skittish to return to the big screen as multiplexes have reopened, which has led Disney to rethink its release strategy, opting out of theatrical ones for Pixar's most recent feature films, Soul, Luca, and Turning Red. Instead debuting them directing on Disney Plus. Now, Disney Plus leads us into the next part of Wkly Hit List, and let me just show you. It's called. Well, let me share onto the blog. We're back here. So I just playing the 7-day roundup, but before we do that, let me just change from the 7-day roundup to bam, the inside scoop. Now, the inside scoop is when I dive in deep into stories like, I guess, the January 6 hearings, but we're not going to talk about that. Instead, we're going to get into Marvel Studios' Miss Marvel on Disney Plus. Now, in case you haven't heard, Miss Marvel has had low viewership on Disney Plus. So I need to take a drink. But aside from that, it is a massive hit to all of its critics. Now, episode 3 will be streaming tomorrow morning on Disney Plus. But I thought it would be great to take people on the set of the show and hear what the cast and crew think about making one of Marvel Comics' most beloved characters come to life on television. And now, the way I'm going to do that is show you something I dug up on YouTube. Because I'm always using YouTube every day. Everyone's using YouTube every day. So, here's the inside scoop. Now because I have to mute myself, so hang tight. You're gonna hear this.
Miss Marvel, baby. This is my shot.
Here on the set of Miss Marvel.
Our actors can do everything.
I feel exhilarated.
I think
think I'm doing it. Trying to channel so much energy.
We go from a dance sequence to a fight sequence in the matter of 24 hours.
Wait, hold up. We done one more time. We play it back. That way you can see the whole thing. And we just move myself for like a minute or two.
Miss Marvel, baby. This is my shot.
Here on the set of Miss Marvel.
Our actors can do everything.
I feel exhilarated.
I think I'm doing it. Trying to channel so much energy.
We go from a dance sequence to a fight sequence in the matter of 24 hours.
Oh, that was fun. There's so much chemistry. You feel that they're really like family.
Feels like I've known them like my whole life. Well, this has been insane, but I wouldn't trade it. And we're high-fiving in slow motion.
Feels like there is this new generation coming up.
You're gonna make me laugh so much.
Iman Vellani is truly the heart of the show.
The greatest day of my life. I was having so much fun and I wanted to cherish every single second of being there.
He's just very fundamentally lovable. It is just a testament of their talent. We have something special. Lightning in the bottle is the best way to describe this.
Pretty cool. And now we move on to the sneak peek of the week. You know what? We'll have two sneak peeks for this week and one from last week. So first up, the one from last week. Now this is about the FIFA World Cup coming to United States, Mexico, and Canada. So let me show you what I wrote on the bar before this. And there we go. It says, some people don't know. I only watch soccer for when the FIFA World Cup is on TV. It usually happens over the summer, but this time the 2022 World Cup will be seen beginning November 21st. That's right, and that's right around Thanksgiving, if you can believe it. Now, the reason why is because of the intense summer heat from the host country, making it very difficult to play over May, June, or July. So it will be for the first time ever that the World Cup will take place in the fall season. The event will be in the country of Equator and will be the last tournament to involve 32 teams. And now this brings us to the sneak peek of the week. The 2026 FIFA World Cup will be the first to have 48 teams vying for the trophy and will be held for the first time in 3 different nations: the United States, Canada, and Mexico. They will all host a united event that will feature 16 cities and 60 matches, including, of course, the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the final. Now, in case you don't know, you can learn which cities have been chosen to be a part of history with this sneak peek. So let me stop share that thing, and let me show you. Let me just show you this. Because I got a full screen ahead of times. There you go. I can tell other people. You feel free to say whatever you want, because I'm looking at the. I'm looking at the comment section, and well, I can't ever tell that only one person is commenting, but nonetheless, yeah, keep sharing, sending us your support, because we just love it. Okay, so here is FIFA World Cup Stadiums 2026.
The 2026 World Cup will be the first since 2002 to take place in multiple countries, that being Mexico, the US, and Canada. Unlike in 2022, every venue that will host already exists, which is great. But even better, none of the stadiums are located within an autocracy, first time since 2014. With that being said, here are the 2026 FIFA World Cup stadiums. Estadio Azteca. Despite not being state-of-the-art, the bare concrete exterior straight out of the 60s, this stadium was basically an automatic choice as a host this year. For one, it's in the capital city. It's also huge, and it's hosted the World Cup final twice. Estadio BBVA. The shiny metallic exterior doesn't just look good, it features hundreds of these so-called gills in order to ventilate the stadium. But the best feature has to be that mountain backdrop. The stadium was designed with a slanted roof to make that view possible. Estadio Akron. This stadium was designed to resemble an erupting volcano. They've done a pretty good job without causing a mass evacuation. The grass exterior gives it a natural look, but the part with the seats and stuff lets the locals know that their lives aren't actually in danger. SoFi Stadium. The most expensive stadium in the world to build is undoubtedly one of a kind. Whether it be the oddly shaped metallic exterior, the Oculus 360-degree video board, or just the seating layout, which is quite unconventional. Dome stadiums aren't for everyone, but the climate-controlled environment will be welcome in an LA summer. MetLife Stadium. New York's Showpiece Stadium is actually in New Jersey, but it's not all that far away. The $2 billion venue might be missing a roof, which is a given in most European football stadiums, but it does have some handy amenities, such as the large video board in each corner for all your replay needs. AT&T Stadium. Everything's bigger in Texas, and with its ability to expand up to a capacity of 105,000, this will be the largest stadium at the 2026 World Cup. The interior is not a million miles away from SoFi. It's actually closer to 1,200, but unlike its LA counterpart, the roof is retractable. Mercedes-Benz Stadium. As you can see, the people of Atlanta have more traditional tastes. Whether it be the pinwheel-inspired retractable roof, the Halo video board that runs along its perimeter, or the Falcon-inspired seating over here, the design replicates the traditional football stadiums of the early 20th century quite perfectly. Said no one ever. Levi's Stadium. Don't let the lackluster exterior fool you. This stadium cost over $1 billion to build as well. Some cool features are the rooftop garden that provides for the restaurants throughout the stadium, and being sponsored by Levi's, they actually brought in some real Bangladeshi children and set up a little exhibition sweatshop in the basement. Hard Rock Stadium. Of course Florida was going to host some games, and Miami, or Miami Gardens if we're being technical, was probably the most obvious choice. With that big overhanging roof and the all-aqua interior, I feel like the design suits Miami perfectly. Lumen Field. This stunning dockside stadium is known for its aesthetics, sure, but it's even more well known for its loud atmosphere. It once even held the record. The club that plays here are called the Sounders, but that's just a coincidence because sound in that instance is referring to the body of water. Lincoln Financial Field. This stadium isn't a million miles away from Levi's Stadium. It's close to... oh, no it is. But I think it looks a lot better. There's much more going on with the exterior, and there's even some small blade-like roofs sheltering a few thousand spectators. Energy Stadium. Well, what can I say, it's not the most exciting exterior, and that's got to be the ugliest form of a retractable roof we've seen. But the interior does have a fairly simple, clean look to it. And like their Texas brethren, the video boards are pretty huge. It's not a center hung video board. This roof was built in the early days of retractable roofs. Nestled amongst the leafy surrounds of Massachusetts is Gillette Stadium. Best stadium a man can get. Actually, I'm not sure if that tagline is a worldwide thing. Just in case, I'm not actually saying this is the best stadium. It's not bad though. Not many stadiums have a bridge and a lighthouse. I can understand why it's not particularly necessary. Arrowhead Stadium. This is a stadium that has stood the test of time. Despite being built in the 70s, it's still held in high regard. I can't help but feel that the stadium's distinctive design plays into its name, with the seats coming to a point much like an arrowhead. This place currently holds the record for the loudest crowd roar, despite the lack of a roof. BC Place. This place in BC features an extravagant cable-supported retractable roof, a pretty clean interior underneath, and it mightn't be the Oculus or Halo, this center-hung video board is alright, especially when you consider that it's been held up by cables. Emo Field. I know what you're thinking. This place is tiny compared to all the other stadiums, but don't worry, it'll be expanded to 45,000 prior to the tournament. Regardless, it'll still be the smallest. But it's a rather nice stadium and it was built for football first and foremost. And those were the World Cup stadiums for 2026. Please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Thanks for watching, have a good one.
Alright, I'm back. So as you can tell, people are stoked that the World Cup is finally coming to the United States, and so am I. So now we're moving on to a brand new sneak peek of the week this week. And this one is for, I guess, smallest episode of Miss Marvel on Disney Plus. And here we go. Let me just mute and...
Oh my God. Good ball. Good ball.
Awesome. So I hope you're looking forward to tomorrow's episode of Miss Marvel on Disney Plus, because I know I am. And if you haven't seen it yet, then you better start binging right now. Okay, so since we're talking about all things Marvel, let me just pull up another thing I dug up. No, this is some big news from yesterday. This. It says, you know that. It says, Mo's Ken Foggy drops hints about Phase 4 and Studio's next big saga. Now, according to him, as we're nearing the end of Phase 4, I think people will start to see where this next saga is going. I think there have been many clues around that are at least apparent to me of where this whole saga is going, but we'll be a little more direct about that in the coming months. The setup plan so audience who want to see the bigger picture can see a tiny bit more of the roadmap. Now according to him, according to Deadline, there are two audience sign points in the coming months, and they are Marvel Studios' Thor: Love and Thunder. Hold on, I just want to make myself a little bigger. I want to talk to you. There are two sign points, and it could be Thor: Love and Thunder, which is coming June 8th in theaters. But one big one he could be referring to is the D23 Expo in Anaheim, California, starting September 9th. That's where all the big stuff from Disney comes out, from Marvel to Star Wars, Pixar, and Disney. And it was announced a few weeks ago that Marvel Studios will have a big presentation at the D23 Expo on September 10th. And I wanna announce right now that Fake T-Box and Wkly Hit List will be doing a lot of live streams for doing the expo. So join us between September 9th and 11th for those events. Moving on from what Mr. Foggy had to say. So to clarify, on September 10th, the D23 Expo will feature filmmakers, celebrity talent, surprise guests, and representatives from most studios at 10 a.m. But 10 a.m. Pacific time, not East time. So when I get back from vacation here in Italy, it's very nice. It's very nice, by the way. When I get back from vacation in Italy, I'm going to be checking on the presentation for Marvel. Yeah, it's going to showcase the division's theological and Disney Plus titles like Ironheart, Armor Wars, if anyone remembers, and even who knows, maybe maybe the X-Men series. Many have speculated about where the Pandora's box of plotlines opened up by the multiverse is leading. Thinking has centered around a massive 12 event issue, a 12 issue event in the comics known as the Secret Wars. And some of you might know the Secret Wars. Secret Wars involves the X-Men, Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, Deadpool, and the Avengers. So in closing, the Secret Wars saga would be a great way to tie all the current plot lines and bring together the reunited Marvel film assets. For instance, Spider-Man and X-Men are now part of the Disney's MCU, the former which have just proved his box office might with Spider-Man No Way Home, nearing $2 billion worldwide. Each of the studio's next 5 films, and virtually every planned show for Disney Plus, involve at least one Avenger, and Deadpool 3 is in the works. Oh, and there's a good chance of a Fantastic Four film following in this cycle. So I'm really pulling for that. So I guess that nears the end of the first live episode of Wkly Hit List. I'm just gonna say it was great streaming. It was great. It was fun streaming this episode, even though I forgot to I forgot to turn off the mute. But nonetheless, by the way, KlicKNet is finding a channel. See that? So our motto is, it's finally a channel. I finally made KlicKNet into a channel because today, a funny story today, I thought about changing the name of this channel from my phone name to the Kwame channel, which is just a nod to the Disney Channel. But my sister was like, nah, that name's boring. That name's boring. I mean, whatever happened to KlicKNet? Whatever happened to KlicKNet? Well, I didn't know at the time that I can finally change the name of the channel without having I didn't know until today that you can finally change the name of your YouTube channel inadvertently changing the name of your Google account. So the name of your channel is now separate from the name of your Google account. So just a heads up to anyone who doesn't know. So KlicKNet is finding a channel. And to think 8 years ago, I was just sitting at my computer, just writing away on my blog. But now I made KlicKNet into now a blog, a Twitter account, and now a channel where you can see Wkly Hit List and Fake Tea Box. Now that brings us to this. Unfortunately, there's not going to be a new post next Sunday or a new episode of Fake Tea Box next Monday. Now, the reason for this, well, I'm going to have some fun in the sun right here in Italy, and seeing all the sights at this fancy beach resort. Like I said, I was just having dinner over there, and right over there, I sat and watched the ocean. Very cool. But on the bright side, It's going to be a new episode of Wkly Hit List next Tuesday live. So be here, same time, same place, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So until then, as I always say on Facebook Box, don't forget to like, comment, and share everything we have on KlicKNet the channel. And if you're new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe button down below. So that's it. That's it for tonight. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on Wkly Hit List. Bye.